How's it going, Shot?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I am good. I am newly excited.
Hmm.
One of my like childhood loves, I have to say. Uh I I've been re getting into the Ninja Turtles.
Okay. First
Yeah.
thing, um, I recently had a discussion with my roommate about the Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Yes, they're not my thing. Like they were around when I was a kid, but I was like maybe 2 years too old to be like, huh, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But so I was like, are they? I asked him out of the blue, wait, are they teenagers, humans, and turtle like hybrids? Or are they like, and he's like, no, I think they're all turtle.
Yep,
They're just teenage turtles.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fully turtles. There are storylines where Splinter was a human who became a rat mutant, but there are
Mhm.
most of the storylines also have Splinter being a rat that becomes a mutant rat, and he's similar to the turtles. And I think they
Okay.
did that because it made sense. It was weird that like one guy went from human person to rat, and all the other ones were baby turtles that turned into giant turtles.
Okay. All right. Because then my roommate showed me a clip from a movie of, I guess, Splinter learned how to fight
Yeah.
from his, and so like the puppet, like learning how to fight in a cage, like making these moves in a cage. He's like, I just love the scene. And I'm like,
Yo,
well,
he was
okay.
focused.
Yeah, he seemed focused.
Y'all care what
So,
anybody say. That first movie, that shit was
uh-huh.
good. Like a genuinely good movie. I don't care. Every other Ninja Turtle movie was campy, and it was clearly for kids. I'm on board. I enjoyed them as a kid, but
Mhm.
like the first one, I'll legitimately watch it now. And like, I'm not saying like I ain't putting it up with The Godfather, but
Right,
like
yeah.
it's a good
It's a good
film
movie,
that
yeah.
just happens to be made for kids.
Okay, so what do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mean to you?
Well, I I mean, for me, they were the first like thing that like I connected with. Like I felt like my cousin who was 3 years older than me
Mhm.
enjoyed the turtles, but it wasn't his thing. He was like a G.I. Joe He-Man guy.
Okay, yes, sure.
And people in my class were, I thought, the oldest people to get into, although I did not, with
Mhm.
Power Rangers when they came out later. So
Oh,
like
right. Okay.
I was like, nah, that feels like little kid stuff when that started popping off. I never got into the Power Ranger thing. And I associate that with my little cousins. Ninja Turtles
Gotcha.
hit like right when I was like 4 or 5 or whatever as a
Mm.
cartoon.
Okay. Oh,
So
wow, okay.
it's like my like my age group was that. Maybe Ghostbusters might be another thing, the cartoon more so than the
Sure.
movie.
Yes,
Some of
right.
my friends are big on that. Um, but yeah, it's the one I connected to the most.
Mhm.
It's our version of Sex in the City. Like, you know, you got like, you know, are you a Sabrina or whatever? Like, yo, are you a Michelangelo, a Leo, a Ralph? You know,
You know
same
what?
idea.
I mean, ultimately, I see no lie. I mean, I guess I can't even.
Yo, straight up, that was the whole show. It was like they were
So then
four.
break down the 4 of them for me and tell me the color because I don't know who is who.
Oh,
I
sure.
truly have no idea.
So Leonardo is the blue one with the swords. He's
Mhm.
traditionally the leader of the group in
Okay.
most of the iterations. The second most popular one is usually Raphael, who is also a leader in terms of ability, but he's super hot headed, has a huge
Mm.
temper, and tends to go off on his own.
Okay, this
Um,
kinda is sounding a little godfathery.
Straight up, yo, it has moments. I'm telling you. So, and the two of them butt heads the most,
Mhm.
in terms of like who should be in charge or what approach to take. Then
Okay. Mhm.
Donatello is and Raphael's red with the size, which are like the smaller looking things that look like forks with three
Oh, okay.
prongs. Like he got
Okay.
sporks,
Okay.
you know what I mean? And
Right.
then And then Donatello is the purple one with
Mhm.
with the bow, the stick,
Mhm.
and he's like the more tech savvy one. Um, and then the fourth one being Michelangelo with the orange,
Mm.
who's the most playful of the one. He's like happy go lucky, and he's the one with the nunchucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
goofy guy with
and
nunchucks. Mhm.
right. So like as kids, Leonardo and Michelangelo were clearly the most popular. You were like the type of kid that wanted to be a leader and in charge of the group, or you were the
Mhm.
type of kid that liked the silly jokes that
Right.
Michelangelo made. He was also the one that was like, everyone liked pizza. He liked it the most. He was the
Mhm.
one most likely to be on a skateboard and shit like that. And
Okay.
nunchucks were cool. You know what I mean? Uh,
The one most likely to be on a skateboard.
I don't know. They just incorporated weird shit that like it
Yeah.
didn't make sense when I look back on it now. But he just had a skateboard, and
Mhm.
you know what I mean. Then as you get older,
Mhm.
or as you look back, a lot of people started saying that Raphael was their favorite, which I think is not true. Like I don't remember anybody saying that as kids, but I think that
Wait,
older
Raphael
people,
was the second in command? The
correct, and
hothead?
he's like the hothead that like would go
Okay.
off on his own. He had like an
Right.
attitude a lot, and I think
Okay.
that was like that's like 30-year-olds looking back on Ninja Turtles and wishing they were the emo one. Like they're trying to connect and trying to be deeper. But I don't remember nobody saying that shit as kids. Nobody
Okay.
was like, "Oh yeah, I want what 7-year-old is like, I want to be the hothead that goes off on his own." That it doesn't match. Okay? Like stop playing games, but you didn't believe that as a kid. Okay?
Okay. Right.
It frustrates me when I see a grown man try to convince me that they believe that in second grade, whatever.
Mhm.
But I can see you saying that now, like as an adult, viewing
Sure.
it fine. And then Donatello was consistently the least popular growing
Mm.
up. Although, like, as I get older, I realize he was the dopest one of all of them. Like,
Sure.
the dude basically just avoided the fights and, like, yeah, y'all go fight. I'm gonna send a computer or some shit,
Mm.
and like I'm gonna work
Yeah,
from the
he was
lab.
the most forward thinking. He
Straight up.
definitely yeah.
Donatello is like the 60-year-old at heart. Like he like gets it. He's like, I'm in management, my G. Okay. Like I'll send somebody. But I admittedly like grew up as a Michelangelo fan. Just like the silliness of it. I thought it was fun.
Okay.
I connected with him as a kid.
Mhm.
There is the one of the two original creators of it spearheaded the most recent set of stories called The Last Ronin or Ronin. I forget how to say that word.
Oh, yeah, probably Ronin.
Yeah, The Last Ronin. And it's the story of the last Ninja Turtle. So like not to get like I guess spoilers. I don't know if people's expecting to get like into comics in our podcast.
Oh,
But
that's how the stories are being told through comics. Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
So in the comics, currently in The Last Ronin, it tells the story of how the other three turtles died and and it's the story of Michelangelo going from playful to like being the last guy left and going to avenge the death of his brothers. So it goes from like him being the silly guy to like him being a serious adult. And I thought that was kind of dope that like they turned this like playful character into like a serious dude finally. He gets super depressed because all of his brothers died because they tried to handle everything on their own and he was like chilling, not thinking it was that serious. When he finally gets involved, it's too late. They all died around him. He tries to commit what's that like the Japanese suicide when you're like trying to die honorably.
Oh,
Uh l-
Harikari?
yeah, like some shit like that. I don't know. But like
Uh-huh.
he takes the sword of Leonardo, tries to kill himself,
Right.
passes out from the blood loss of the fight and doesn't
Uh-huh.
complete it.
Mm.
And he has like a revelation that he should instead avenge their death. And
Mm.
the whole comic book, you don't know that it's Michelangelo that's fighting because he is fighting with the weapons of the other four, of all four. And the other three are talking to him throughout the comic in a way that you would think they're all there, but he's hallucinating, remembering all of them, the whole comic. So it's like a
Okay.
real like dark take on Ninja Turtles and the ending. But yeah, thought it was pretty cool. And it was
Ex
interesting because like with this dark of a story, you would assume it would be either Leonardo or Raphael that leads it. But
Mhm.
instead they took the most playful guy and like broke him and then made him go
Oh,
out
god.
there. So all I'm saying is I spent like $150 on Ninja Turtle Last Ronin shit. I got like the comics. I bought like a
Mhm.
doll. I bought a second doll because I didn't want to open the first doll,
Oh,
so I could open one.
wow.
You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay.
I told
So you
Gabby
got
that I'm
one
gonna
on
give it to.
ice.
Yeah, straight up. You got to have one in the box. Then I'm gonna have one I
Mhm.
open. I did all this under the guise that I'm giving this to Aiden for his birthday. That's what I told
And you're
Gabby. I'm not
not.
giving him any of this shit. He's getting
Nope.
none of it.
Yeah, I already
When I
know.
when I when I ordered it in my heart, I was gonna give him one of them.
Mhm.
But I saw them. I was like, nah, he don't deserve this. I deserve this. You know what I mean?
That's I mean, that's
Not
your
because he's
call
been
to
bad,
make.
just because I've been good. I deserve
Mhm.
these. Uh, so yeah. I am here with all my Ninja Turtle shit proudly. Very excited as the kid in me is enjoying these, that I could buy these for myself. I don't gotta ask my dad. You know, all of this is
Wow.
like, it means a lot. Like for real, it's come full circle. I remember being a kid going into the Toys R Us, having to ask, can I get the 4? And him saying, no, we can't afford it. I get it. I would pick one, slowly build my Ninja
Mhm.
Turtle collection. Never got
Right.
to all 4. Now I'm over here frivolously buying, yeah, I want all of them shits. I want 2. Send them shits.
You know what? There's been some talk over the past week or so of Drake, and normally that's where I check out, but but he apparently has been going on a nostalgia shopping spree, right?
Okay.
So he's been buying things that remind him of a time, like time that he enjoyed, be it in pop culture, blah blah blah. And so because it's Drake, the shit that he's buying, it all has something to do with hip hop, and it's looking like it's mostly the jewelry or the clothing that well known that's up for auction,
Okay.
probably like by Sotheby's. So he just bought. You know how Pharrell had that huge plaque of NERD, and it was the three dudes, him
Yeah.
and Hugo and,
The rapper
uh
everyone forgets. But yeah.
yeah, whose name naturally I'm forgetting. I wanna say Lee Harvey, but that was the white guy. It was the other dude, the black guy. Anyway, them looking like, kinda Lego-ish or whatever that little cartoon style was that he had, and it was a huge jewel encrusted, like,
Yeah.
pendant. Yeah, Drake just bought that
That's dope.
for a lot of money, and he's been buying stuff, like, he did, like, a concert recently, and I guess he had, like, the Diplomats on it, and he's on stage in, like, a pink fucking fur jacket and, dancing with them and all this stuff, like, he's reliving these moments, these, that, he missed perhaps. He was probably a kid. I don't wanna say a
Yeah.
child, but he definitely was just a kid and not able to be a part of it yet, and so he's doing that stuff now, and I saw people online just, like, kinda talking smack about him buying just like, you know, this guy buying up all this stuff as if he had anything to do like he knew anything about, like, American hip hop, which is wild because it's like he's from Canada, so he's still in America, like, he's
Yeah.
not cut it out. And then I was just like, "Oh, you guys are young because you're not old enough yet to buy up the shit that you weren't able to get when you were young.
Yeah.
So you haven't yet reached that age." Because I look at it and I absolutely wanna talk shit about Drake. I always wanna talk shit about Drake. But I saw it and I was just like, I mean, it's in a different level, it's a different tax bracket. But I
Right.
can't get mad at them. I have a whole underbed container full of leg warmers. Do you know
Amen.
why? Because I saw the movie Fame when I was, like, 9 or some shit, and so I love leg warmers, and I never really had a decent pair when I was a kid. I never really had any leg warmers. So now give me all the leg warmers. Right? So I'm like,
Amen.
that totally makes sense to wanna find some comfort with these things. So I am not mad at you. Also, yeah, so I get it. I absolutely get it.
Yo, so this, and I guess I'm feeling defensive about it because like this started earlier in the week. Like
Mhm.
I got all these things yesterday. They showed up in the mail. But like
Mhm.
on Saturday, I was out doing shows and I was wearing uh my Travis Scott Cactus Air Max sneakers.
Okay.
You know, I haven't worn them often. Worn them maybe like 3-4 times. They're expensive. And you know, I just started like building a sneaker collection, as I've talked about on the podcast a while back.
Mhm.
Again, not something I could do when I was younger.
Right.
And even now, like I feel like I this was one of the benefits I felt when I switched to this whole Dickies thing. That like I could
Yes.
splurge on sneakers because I'm not splurging on clothes.
Right.
And the amount of people, like I got complimented just as often as I had someone tell me, "You wearing those?" And I'm like, "What am I supposed to do with them? I'm supposed to leave them home so that I know I have them forever, but never put them out?" Like
Mhm.
the enjoyment isn't. I mean, maybe it is for you. Maybe the enjoyment is having them in a box, but
Right.
like the enjoyment for me is rocking it. Like that, I have the sneakers.
Yeah, I feel like, in some circles, you're just around sneaker people who their whole hustle is sneakers, and they never think about how they may finally run up to the person who just wears the sneakers. I mean, like, for them, it's all resale, right? It's like, I got them, now I gotta sell them, and I got them, and I gotta sell them, and then I bought them, and now I gotta sell them again, and it's like, yeah, but at some point, someone's gonna stop that chain and go, "I'm going to wear these sneakers,"
Yeah,
and
like
I don't think they think about that, and they're just like, "What are you doing? You're fucking" "No, I'm wearing
I'm
sneakers.
wearing sneakers. Yeah,
That's what I'm doing." That's funny.
that's what they made for. They were
Yeah,
like
precisely.
straight up. They're like, "Yo," and like they kept at it, like, "Why you rocking them?" I'm like, "They look nice." I don't know
Mhm.
what that was the whole. I like how they look. That was the idea. I didn't want to like something that I looked and never see it.
Right.
Like that blew my mind. That like I had to keep explaining that all day Saturday. They're like, "Yo, but like there's so many people that could step on them." I'm like, "I'm stepping on them, in them, all the whole day." Hell yeah,
Yeah.
proudly so. Like I I don't know what to tell you. I'm enjoying this sneaker. Uh,
Yeah, just,
and
yeah, that's that whole thing about not creasing a sneaker is insane.
oh yeah, the resale is gonna be trash. You know what? I don't care. I'm enjoying the sneaker.
Right,
That
I'm
was the
not
goal, not to like resell it later. Okay, it's not a house. I'm not. It's even the house. I would still live in the house before I resold it.
Yes,
Like
right.
I don't. I don't. It irked me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I went off on some dudes at Union Hall. I'm sorry if I got loud, but like I was out of pocket. Like yo, because it was just like they were like, "Yo, you wearing them in the bathroom? Or like, am I supposed to take them off at the door? Like, what do you want me to do here? I'm enjoying life in my
Right.
sneaker.
Yeah.
That's why I bought
Also,
them.
it's the biggest flex.
Yeah, like that.
Like,
I'm wearing
yeah,
them.
absolutely, I'm wearing the sneakers.
Yo, I listen. You know what's when they get messed up? I'm gonna buy another sneaker.
Pair that's right. Imma buy
Sincerely,
another pair of sneakers because I
yo,
can do that.
we can do that. Sincerely, admittedly, I can't do it that often. I'm not even that crazy,
No,
but I
yeah,
can
no,
do
no,
it.
no. No, no, you're gonna wear them until they disintegrate on your
Hell yeah.
foot, and then you're going to buy a different pair of sneakers, but, ultimately, that is the circle of life for those
Yeah,
sneakers.
that's the goal. Blew my mind. So yeah, when Ninja Turtles showed up,
Mhm.
I got bought two of them. I am gonna leave one in the thing, but I'm opening one. I'm gonna enjoy it. You know what I mean? You gonna see videos of me playing with a Ninja Turtle. Uh, and I don't care. I'm enjoying the shit out of my Ninja Turtles. Okay.
Wow,
Um,
good for you,
thank
Gastor.
you.
I
Sincerely,
like
I'm
it.
happy. You
I
know, I
like
don't
it
care what
for
Gabby
you.
says. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not
yeah.
childish.
Nope, mm-mm.
You know what I
No,
mean?
not at all.
It's helping. It's keeping me happy. It's keeping me
Mhm.
centered.
Yep.
You know, I'm proud. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
And
no wackier than buying a bunch of face stuff, makeup and skincare and all of that
yeah.
shit.
Listen,
Except,
I
you
when
know.
Gabby watches like all those vampire movies and vampire TV shows, I don't say nothing. That's her escape. Okay, this is
Yep,
mine. You
yep.
know, I let her enjoy that, whatever those things are. Uh, you know,
Those sexy, sexy grown-up teenagers.
straight up, they're all like 25 with abs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They
Yeah,
always
let her
got
have it.
that black Asian guy. That
You know what? I don't know his name, but I think I pictured him immediately. I
I'm
think I
telling you,
know
he's in all of
exactly who
these
you're
shits, yo. That dude
I
been
know
22 years old for 20 years.
Yep,
I
and
know
I know
how.
exactly who you're talking about.
Straight up. Yo, he-
I don't even know how to begin to look up his name. It just came up with Blasian, Black Asian actor. I'm like, this has to be him because this is the only. I'm gonna
oh,
find it.
this is actually not him, but I know
Who?
this guy too.
Which one were you thinking of? How many are there? They literally just gave me this guy and Tyson, the the fucking model.
So I do know this guy. He is one of. So I'm gonna show you who it is. This is who I'm talking about. This dude. He's
Oh boy.
and I first I so when I first saw this dude on TV, he's in a beer commercial,
No,
and he got
that guy.
yeah. I'm telling you, yo,
He's the son of the first guy I sent you.
exactly, yeah.
We're gonna post. I'm gonna save a picture of him, Gastor. I swear to you, we gotta post both of them. We have
Yo,
to remember to post the
the
pictures of these
dudes, they
guys.
get all these roles, yo, for
They really
years.
do. They really
Straight up.
do.
I got mad at this dude because he was in a beer commercial.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how they have like beer ads where they show that like, hey, I could drink beer and still be in incredible shape.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was in one of those shits and he's like hanging out with the fellas. And like, you know how like when you drink beer and you're at a bar and you impromptu decide to race your friends?
Uh-huh.
That's what
Yes, all the
that
time.
all the time. Right after work, apparently. So
Mhm.
all these dudes in like work attire decide to have a race.
Mhm.
And he's one of the dudes in the race, and he loses
Mhm.
to this white dude. And I got
Mm.
mad because I know he's faster than him, but he made a strategic mistake and he took off his shoes. And I'm like, yo, you
Oh.
racing outside barefoot, my G? Like, because
This
he
is
ain't want to.
a lot of exposition for a beer commercial.
I'm telling you, it's ingrained in my head because it
That's a
irked me.
lot of
I'm like, there's no way this dude would take off his shoes to like win this race. Like,
yeah.
you know, like there's no way he strategically thought this was the best decision. You know?
Unless he wanted to unless he wanted to let the other guy, if the other guy was like, "No, you will absolutely beat me. Take off your shoes."
And I'm like, yo, my man, you let homeboy win, and there's no way this would happen. And then he started popping up in all of these like teen shows. And
That's what happens. Look, Gastor, you let the white man win, and you get to be a
you get to
sexy
be
biracial
vampire.
vampire.
Straight up, he's killing it, man.
I
Keep it
mean,
going, homie. I
yeah.
aspire to be you, but I don't look like you or your dad. So I know I ain't got that in my future. Keep it going,
Oh,
homeboy.
oh
Let's get
man.
into the news.
Okay.
Many bottles of Fireball Cinnamon don't actually contain whiskey, and it's
What?
led to a lawsuit. That's right. A class action lawsuit is being filed in Cook County, Illinois, against the maker of Fireball Cinnamon over what the plaintiff alleges is purposefully misleading packaging. The plaintiff, Anna Marquez, filed a suit in the U.S. District Court, Northern District of Illinois, calling the deceptive labeling of Fireball Cinnamon made by parent company Sazerac. Fireball
Yeah.
Cinnamon is a suite of products that includes malt-based and wine-based alcoholic beverages made to capture the essence of the original Fireball Cinnamon whiskey, but don't contain any actual whiskey. Miniature bottles of Fireball Cinnamon are sold in stores in the US that can only sell beer, malt beverages, and wine products, like gas stations and grocery stores, typically for 99 cents, but aren't the same product as Sazerac's more well known spicy drink blend, Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, which actually contains whiskey. Lawyers for the plaintiff provided images of both Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey and Fireball Cinnamon for comparison. They also provided, yo, that's real. I love it. Um,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the picture comparison. This is a real photo heavy episode.
yeah, they do look similar. They also provided images of the bottles of Fireball Cinnamon sold at both ShopRite supermarket in an undisclosed location and sold inside what appears to be a convenience store. The suit alleges that the labels of these two distinct products, Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey and Fireball Cinnamon are virtually indistinguishable from each other. And because of that, the malt or wine-based version of Fireball misleads consumers into believing it is or contains distilled spirits.
Wait, but it still has alcohol though, right? It's
It
just not whiskey.
Not whiskey, correct.
It's either like a a bootleg malt liquor or it's wine.
Right.
So I mean, you still gonna get fucked up.
What
I
if you a
feel
whiskey
like
only drinker?
uh, what are you doing? What are you if you're a whiskey if you're a whiskey only drinker and you're drinking Fireball Cinnamon, you got a lot. You've hit bottom. You're already at the bottom. And if you are a Fireball Cinnamon whiskey drinker
Yeah.
and you need it so much that you're buying it at a gas station, you should stop and think, does this have whiskey? Would they really sell something? Have they ever sold whiskey in a gas station before? Also, why am I buying 5 little boxes or little bottles of fucking Fireball? Like, there are so many things going on that might need to be dealt with before you start throwing out lawsuits because one label does say whiskey on it and one doesn't.
Yeah.
So if you looked at the label and it didn't say whiskey, but you assumed it was whiskey, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Also, one bottle is clearly plastic and the other one is clearly glass.
I mean, I used to ask when I owned the liquor store, I used to ask the dudes that bought the little dollar ones.
Mhm.
Like, yo, why'd you buy the dollar ones? Like, they would come in like 4 or 5 times a day. And they were like, oh, because
Mhm.
I could drink them at work.
Yeah.
So there are advantages to it. So I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. You know, it's a smoother taste. It's a smoother Fireball cinnamon taste.
Now,
If
man,
you need it to go down easy.
that's
And I guess
it.
this is
You know what I mean?
y
You got work to do. You
your
can't be out there
option.
like, burning your chest with the OG whiskey, you know?
Yeah. So I guess this woman sued because she thought it had whiskey and it didn't, and she was trying to get fucked up, and she didn't, I guess. I don't know.
She
I
just
just
got nice.
yeah, she's got nice. She got a little loose, and she was like, "This isn't enough. I still remember things." And so she why I just why would you sue? Shouldn't I just feel like this is one of those things where you just go, "Oh, shit," and then you tell everyone you know. "Did you know blah, 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 blah?" "Really? Yeah." "Nuh-uh, go look." I like
Real talk.
that is how that should be resolved. At
Straight
no
up.
point should the law be involved with you realizing that they're selling I mean, it's a malt liquor, a hot cinnamon malt liquor.
This should have been a TikTok.
This
Straight up.
should have
Did you
been a
know that this
TikTok.
straight up, this is a TikTok?
How many lawsuits are out there right now that should have been TikToks? So many of them.
Real talk. The majority, I would actually say. Uh Yeah, like when I see something like this, like when I see Fireball Cinnamon, I don't even assume that it's like alcohol. I assume it's like a cooking product almost. Like that's why I would get it at a supermarket. Like, are you gonna season your steak?
Or season your
You
or
know what I mean?
put
I
it
don't
in
know,
like a
like
sauce or
yeah, like you
something.
making like a pasta or some shit.
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I
A
mean?
fireball pasta.
Straight up, yo. I'm not saying it's good food. I'm just saying that's what I
That's what I
assume
yeah.
people would make with that. I didn't think like, yo, I'm over here picking up family supplies and like, oh, I need 8 mini Fireball cinnamons for this rest. Like, that's just so weird to me. So I just never thought those things were actual like whiskey. You go
Yeah,
to
I
that
mean
the liquor store for that.
right, exactly, there's that, but even if you did, like, if I saw it in a grocery store, I'd probably go, "Oh, shit, they selling whiskey here?" And then I keep it moving, um,
Yeah,
but, I mean, like, I wouldn't think to sue, I think.
yeah,
I
I
think if
agree.
I realize, like, "Oh, it's not whiskey, it just has wine in it, okay." Also, some things that are supposed to have whiskey in it but have wine in it get you lit very quickly. I don't know if you've had wine, ma'am, but when I went to Braves games, I would have a a Tamarita,
Okay,
which is a tomahawk themed margarita, which is problematic in itself. But the margaritas were made with wine, not
okay.
liquor, because they can't. I don't think they sell unless you're, like, in the club
Yeah.
area. Just in the general area, I don't think they can just
Yeah, you're
like
right. It's only beer and,
yeah.
like, wine and, beer.
Yeah, so they and them things went down smooth. It had me enjoying baseball, and that's not often that that happens. But yeah, so I don't know, let the cinnamon move you in different ways, ma'am. Drop the
Amen.
suit. This is silly.
Look at that. That's wholesome
Yeah.
right there.
No, was it wholesome?
The lights have been on at a Massachusetts school for over a year because no one can turn them off. That's right. Yeah. What's happening out here, yo? For
Oh,
nearly a year and a half, a Massachusetts high school has been lit up around the clock because the district can't turn off the roughly 7,000 lights in the sprawling building. The lighting system was installed at Minnechaug Regional High School when it was built over a decade ago and was intended to save money and energy. But ever since the software that runs it failed on August 24th, 2021, the lights in the Springfield suburb school have been on continuously, costing taxpayers a small fortune. We are very much aware this is costing taxpayers a significant amount of money, said Aaron Osborne, the assistant superintendent of finance at the Hampton Wilbraham Regional School District. And we have been doing everything we can to get this problem resolved.
have they tried
Os-
unplugging it?
Real talk. Hey, this is
Can you
cut a
not
cable,
unplug it?
budgie.
There's something is powering it. You can't unplug it? I don't understand. I don't understand. I
Oh
don't
my God.
understand.
Osborne said it's difficult to say how much money it's costing because during the pandemic and its aftermath, energy costs have been fluctuating wildly. I would
That's
say the
true.
net impact is in the thousands of dollars per month on average, but not in the tens of thousands. That is a direct quote, yo. Oh my God. That in part is because the high school uses highly efficient fluorescent and LED bulbs. And when possible, teachers have manually removed bulbs from fixtures in classrooms, while staffers have shut off breakers not connected to the main system to douse some of the exterior lights. Still, having the lights on in Minnechaug all the time is a conspicuous waste of taxpayer money. Wilbraham's town selectman said in an August 8th letter to the members of the Hampton Wilbraham Regional School. The image
Okay.
it projects is one of profligacy. Oh, I like that word, profligacy. In a
Wait,
time
hold
when
on.
many families in the communities the district serves are struggling with their own energy costs.
I mean, I don't know if anyone is looking at the school with the lights on all the time and going, "That's a fucking flex." I don't know if anyone's doing that, sir. I can't pay my bills, but the school has the lights on. I guarantee you they probably are just like, "Well, there's a school." Like, they're probably out of everyone who's around the school or drives by the school, I'm sure the percentage of people who are like, "We are paying for this with our tax dollars," it's probably about 9 to 11%.
Right.
Everybody else has probably just kept it going and probably actually quietly assumed that the lights were always on at schools all the time.
Yeah,
So
fair.
right, but that said, there ain't no plug? Like, I don't understand that you can't unplug the shit.
Yeah, this is mind blowing to me. Like,
I mean,
there's a
I
cord or something that goes straight to the building, right? Like,
just a basic I understand there's software and that it's all on things and blah, 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 and the software ended. So what's the computer? Where's the computer where the software failed? Where's the computer that's powering it?
yeah,
You can't unplug that bitch? Like,
that's it.
somewhere along the line, you gotta be able to unplug.
Yeah, but y'all don't got control or delete in Massachusetts, B?
Something I this that's wild.
Listen.
Okay, teachers were complaining because they couldn't dim the lights to show videos and movies on the whiteboard. Teachers are now trying to get around it by unscrewing the light bulbs, but the lights seem to be on everywhere in the school. And that's also their well, hold on. I was gonna say they're hot, but if they're LED lights, maybe they're not that hot. Just a
Yeah.
little towel action. I don't know. That's
We can't do slides, B. Okay?
yeah. That is kind of funny. That actually is kind of funny because I guess you can't really pin a scarf over it. Like you could throw a scarf over a lamp and kind of soften things. Do they not? They didn't put dimmers. There are no dimmers.
Apparently not, B. They just wanted to save money on lights, but not dimmers. Apparently, go ahead, go figure.
Oh my god. Also, I don't. We're not going to read the whole thing. This article is long as fuck about these people.
You seen this shit, yo?
It's so because I'm like, let me look ahead at some, and I'm like, he's giving us a play-by-play on how it came to be, how the town was formed, the charter, all of this shit. I'm like, well then, I don't know.
Yo, that's what was bothering me. I'm like, you got all this info and nobody can figure out what the court is?
Out the light.
You gave me the whole town history, B. You ain't you ain't found a plug? You know who laid the bricks to build the school, my G?
You can't find the plug.
You can't find the plug?
Oh,
yo, whoever's in charge of researching this article, put them in charge of finding the power. That's it. Yo, y'all wasting your resources up here in Massachusetts.
Yeah, you really are. Yeah, that's a mistake.
Oh, man. If you would like to send me up there and find the power cord, I promise you it won't take me this long to turn off the lights.
Yeah.
All you got to do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are an Apple, a Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't realize the many lengths I've gone to as a landlord to cut ends and cut expenses here, okay? I make shit happen, okay? I promise you I'll find those lights.
Okay? I believe you. I believe
Real talk. 5 stars, you're willing to accept the damage that I'm going to cause in doing so, but I promise you the lights will be off, okay?
It may not be through traditional methods, but them lights ain't coming on again.
Exactly. I don't know if there's going to be an on switch, but they're going to be off. That bill will be shut down tomorrow, okay? Straight up. Rest of the school year is going to be candles only, but we're going to be off. You know what I mean? Slideshows are back, courtesy of Gastor, okay?
That's so great.
That's what I'm here for. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo, at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs to Mr. Mac 88 and Black Girl Green World. Always appreciate y'all sending in stuff. With all that said, I am soon to be head of electrical finances in Massachusetts, Gastor Almonte. Okay.
And I'll be in charge of the cleanup, which I, for some reason, feel like will be a lot of glass. I feel like it'll be a lot of shattered bulbs that suddenly I'm going to need to put together a crew to clean up.
You're going to be in business for years, Sha. There's going to be a new article written about that right there.
Yeah.
It's been a bonus episode of The War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.